Today, Wednesday, November the 15th, 2023. I'm your host, Gary White, and today is America Recycles Day. It's George Spelvin Day, or More Than One Role Day. George Spelvin is a pseudonym used in the theater for people who want to not actually use their real name. According to legend, the first usage was in 1886 in the play Carl the Peddler. It's National Raisin Bran Cereal Day, Geographic Information Systems Day, I Love to Write Day, Day of the Imprisoned Writer. It's National Bunt Pan Day, National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day. It's American Enterprise Day, National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day, National Educational Support Professionals Day, and it is National Philanthropy Day.
I'm talking now with Michelle Wetzel, who is a nonprofit consultant and also a best-selling author about nonprofits. We're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes, because today, Wednesday, November 15th, is National Philanthropy Day. Thank you for being with me, Michelle.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. And so let's talk a little bit about, as we said, it's National Philanthropy Day. What is philanthropy to begin with?
Oh, you give me the hard questions. I believe that it is neighbors helping other neighbors in need.
Okay, great. And often that does come in a financial way as well. And you have talked about charitable giving also, right? And what is charitable giving?
Well, it's giving to a nonprofit that is designated as a 501c3 tax-deductible charity by the IRS. And you can donate to these organizations, and it is tax-deductible for most people.
Okay, great. And a lot of these nonprofits rely upon charitable giving and philanthropy in order to survive. Is that true, would you say?
Yes, they sure do. And there are more than 1.7 million nonprofits in our country. Wow. So there is a lot of competition for those dollars and a lot of competition for volunteers and even the recipients of the programming.
That's great. So you wrote a book called So You Want to Start a Nonprofit, Now What? So yeah. What classifies a nonprofit, or how would you describe a nonprofit? Is there something that's common among them all?
Yeah, so you need to incorporate in the state of your choice, and then apply to the IRS for 501c3 status, and you have to follow their guidelines as to what that entails. And there are some that make more money than others, so they have more reporting to do, and others can just file an EZ form. So there's a big variation in what is, a nonprofit. They could be small, large, mom and pop shops, all volunteer. They can have paid employees. It runs the gamut.
And for your novel, you spoke to about 60 or more nonprofits to get some information for your book. Is that right?
Yes. So it is nonfiction. Mm-hmm. And I did interview all kinds of experts across the country and added that to the knowledge I've gained over the past few decades working in nonprofits, and put together a book to help people start a nonprofit and how to run it properly to make it successful.
Great. So how would you say that, even in your book, was philanthropy something important, really kind of crucial for some of these nonprofits to survive?
Yes, well, they need funding to survive, and so they're always looking for grants, but individual donations make up a big portion of most nonprofits' funding.
So that's great. And not only the nonprofits benefit, but the people giving the money benefit as well, because they're giving to a cause traditionally that matter to them. And often these nonprofits won't be able to provide the work they do, as you said, if they didn't receive this funding. So it does kind of benefit the giver as well, right?
Exactly. They feel good about what they're doing for their community, and they can help in by volunteering their time, but also by donating their hard-earned money and helping the charity run its programs.
Mm-hmm. And as you just mentioned, it isn't always just money. It's also your time and talent, often treasures. Yeah. So all of them can be part of philanthropy. So also, though, we need to be careful when giving that we're giving to legitimate, reliable, good companies, correct? And is there a way for people to be certain that the companies they're supporting are legitimate?
Well, you can't always be certain, but you can do some research and look at the organization's mission and vision and what percentage of their funding goes to the programming and not to just their operations or their salaries. You can look at their governance structure and make sure that they're very transparent about sharing their finances, because they are a public organization and you should be able to easily tell what kinds of checks and balances they have in place, and making sure that volunteers or employees aren't walking off with your hard-earned money.
If somebody's interested in learning more about nonprofits or reading your book, how can they get a copy of that?
But the best way is through my website, 501guide.com. And you can learn about my book and my consulting and how I can help you.
Wonderful. And if you're interested in starting your own nonprofit, give Michelle a contact, call or email, or just get in touch, and she can help you in any way you want. But remember that Wednesday, November the 15th is National Philanthropy Day. And how many nonprofits are there in the country?
1.7 million.
So there's 1.7 million nonprofits who are relying upon us to help support them. And we can do it all, not only on Wednesday, November 15th, but specifically on November 15th, because it is National Philanthropy Day. Thank you very much for talking with me, Michelle.
Thank you for having me.
Today is also Pack Your Lunch Day, International Whole Grain Day, Rock Your Mocks Day, and Steve Irwin Day. Celebrate each day with the Estee Podcast, brought to you by Polite Productions.